What's up, bro? You good?
Habibi,
Habibi, how are you? Good?
how are you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you doing?
Hi, guys.
Yeah, once again, I'm just blocking an idiot who keeps insulting in the live, so let's fucking go. Yeah, yeah, welcome, Stefan. Yeah, that's good to
Thanks.
have you. It's really good to have you here, man.
Likewise, man.
Yeah, let's
So,
start it. So you can start with introducing yourself for the guys who doesn't know you and everything. If you can speak a little bit slowly, so I think that should be good.
yes. So, guys, anywhere during the live, if you have any issues with understanding what we're talking about, you just wanna let us rephrase it. Just send a message, and we'll rephrase. We'll talk about it again, or Abdad will say it in his language. So, for those who don't know me yet, my name is Stefan. I've been doing e-commerce for the past 2.5, 3 years. I'm from the Netherlands. Um, and yeah, I'm the co-founder of Dgtl, which is a social media marketing agency. Um, Currently, I am based in Colombia. Basically, for the past 1.5, 2 years, I've been traveling around the world. Before my e-commerce journey, I was actually working on cruise ships as an engineer, also traveling around the world. So basically, yeah, when COVID hit, I lost that job and I really missed the traveling. Luckily, actually, one of my partners right now, Thomas, he told me, get started with dropshipping all the time ago, which I did, and it eventually evolved into something that I could live off. I could stop working for a boss, work for myself, and continue living a dream, like traveling around, which is what I love. So yeah, that's basically a quick rundown of my background. Um, so yeah, I think we can get started with the live. What do you think,
Yeah,
Habibi?
I think we should start first. Gonna start about the basics, like talking about the structure, talk about the assets, how to structure your work, how to have a solid structure, especially for BMs and especially on the side of warming, how to warm the accounts and everything. So yeah, can start with the BMs and everything.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, well, so on the Facebook side, structure-wise, there the one only most important thing there is, and that is just having enough backups. Of course, the quality of the assets plays a role. Of course, how you build the structure plays a role. But the most important thing is just have enough backups, have enough BMs, have enough ad accounts, have enough profiles. Basically, have so many backups in place that if one thing gets restricted, that you can still run ads in any other way. So just make sure you have enough backups, and then you can be assured that you always will be online. Um, of course, when your ad account goes down and you're scaling a profitable campaign, and your ad account goes down, it sucks because your profitable campaign stops. That's why it's important that, for example, how we currently, because we also do performance marketing for clients. What we do if we have a client that maybe runs a little bit risky stuff, like risky products, what we do is we start off with 4 accounts. We slowly warm them up. We'll get back to the warming phase in a second, but we start warming up, and then once we have 1, 2, 3 profitable campaigns on one account, we separate this account and we continue with testing on a different account. So we basically, once we have something profitable going on, we're not going to mix it with new products, new campaigns, new test stuff, or even if you have, like, for example, you're scaling up to multiple figures in spend a day. Just make sure that you divide your campaigns over multiple campaigns, so you're always be sure that money is always coming in. You're always able to spend. You're always able to push traffic to your website. And if you push traffic to your website and your funnel is, in order, then you're assured that there's always money coming in on a daily basis.
Can you go in details and exactly how people should how have they structured them, like how many VMs, how many profiles, how many ad accounts? For example, let's have someone who has like a general store. How he should do it?
So how we also provide fully managed setups for our clients. So what we do, like the basic thing is just always have your pixel separated in a completely separate VM, which we call the pixel VM. It's just basic. I think everybody does that. Just have a separate VM with your pixel. Ground rules always have a minimum of two admin profiles per VM. Always have a separate VM for your pixel. Share that VM to your advertising VMs. The advertising VMs are separate VMs. We call those master VMs. You can call them whatever you want. Basically, these are the VMs which contain the ad accounts. Can be your own ad account, can be like a personal ad account, can be agency accounts. Those gonna be separate. We provide our clients with two master VMs or advertising VMs, again, depending on how you want to call it. Again, every VM, doesn't matter what kind of VM, master VM, pixel VM. Some people even use page VMs. They have a VM full with pages. We don't do that, but every VM should have at least two admins. So what is the function of having an admin in your VM? If one of the profiles in your VM gets restricted, which sometimes happens, there's always a second or third backup profile. Again, coming back to the backup part, having enough backups in terms of VMs, having enough backups in terms of profiles, that there's always a profile available in your VM that is able to remove the restricted profile and add a new fresh profile that can be either a new admin or in case of your advertising VM or your master VM, it's going to be media buyers. Media buyers are going to be the profiles that are actually going to run the ads, which are going to get restricted way more often than just the admins. Basically, the admins do nothing. They just sit there. Once something gets restricted, you have two or multiple master admins or admins in your VM that can basically allow you to access the VM and replace what's ever restricted.
And from your experience, like which kind of VMs are better? Because for me now, I just use like old aged unverified VMs. That's what works for me now. I don't use verified VMs anymore. I don't know from your perspective, from your angle, what do you think?
So, first of all, everybody should understand that Facebook is a very dynamic environment. What works today can be completely different tomorrow. If you have, for example, since when I started, everybody used verified VMs. Oh, you have to have verified VMs because of this, because of that. I can't remember when exactly, but I think for the last half year, we've only used the cheapest VMs. Okay, this is because we use agency accounts, so we don't really care about the ad accounts in the VM, because agency accounts is a completely different story. When it comes to ad accounts, you have normal ad accounts, you have personal ad accounts, you have agency accounts. So I would say for those who don't use agency accounts, I would say probably use a very old, reinstated, maybe even verified business manager. If you still have your own business manager, perfect. If you have been using your own business manager, you have a lot, like the more you spend on Facebook, doesn't matter if it's a profile, a page, or a VM, any asset, the more you spend, the more trust you gain with Facebook. The more trust you gain with Facebook, the smaller the chance that the asset is gonna get restricted. So if you still have your own VM, be very, very happy, be very safe with it. You can again apply the same tactics. So if you have still your own VM, make sure you get it verified with your company information, and then I would say don't run ads on that VM, but create the ad accounts and then share it to a cheap VM that you buy. Like for example, what Abdad also says, just buy cheap aged BMs, share the ad accounts to that BM, and then run your ads on that BM. If then the ad accounts get restricted, probably the BM gets also restricted, but your main BM that your own BM that you've been using for a long time is very unlikely to get affected as well by this restriction.
Yeah. That's exactly it, because that's what I noticed. I remember, since few months, I personally only use, BMs that I buy for like, I don't know, $9, $10 maximum.
Yeah.
And they seem to hold, because sometimes I was like, at a certain point, I was like, okay, I'm gonna try like verified BMs that I buy like, I don't know, for $80, $70, then they go down the next day. So
yeah, I mean, like I said, coming back to the point, Facebook is like, there is no logic in how Facebook works. Like, what works today can be completely different tomorrow. Right now, like in the last few months, there was a big problem with the pages. I think everybody knows that. Right now, since a few weeks, it seems to calm down again, and like, it doesn't matter what page you use, so far it seems to work. Of course, depending if you're running white or a different kind of offers. But yeah, basically in terms of structure, coming back to the structure part, just have a separate pixel BM with a pixel, 2 admins, share the pixel to your master BMs, make sure you have multiple. So we work with at least 2 master BMs. Each master BM has access to the same agency account. Can be, like I said, if you don't have agency accounts, you still use your own BM with your own ad accounts. Use that account that you created on your own BM to share the account to the master BMs. So you have the pixel shared from your pixel BM. You have the ad account shared from your ad account BM, let's call it like that, to your 2 advertising BMs. You can have 2, you can have multiple. Depends how, like, the more backups you have, the less risk you run of not being able to advertise from actually going fully down. And then each master BM has, again, at least 2 admins and at least 2 media buyers.
Okay.
Media buyers are basically profiles that have employee access. Admins have admin access. Media buyers have employee access. Again, it's just a name that you call it. We call it media buyer profiles. And obviously, as the name suggests, these are the profiles that you're actually gonna give access to the pixel, to the ad account, and to the page, and those are gonna actually run the ads.
What about profiles then? Like, what type of profiles do you think are running best now? Like, are working better nowadays? And also, how would you structure them?
The what? The pages?
No, the profiles. Pages we're gonna
profiles.
go after. Yeah, after the profiles.
Sorry.
Yeah.
The profiles. How you would structure them?
Yeah, and also what kind of, like, is it 2-line profiles, 3-line profiles, or just like normal Filipino profiles?
So I mean, what we always do, what we've been doing for the last year, is always use USA. So first of all, always use aged reinstated profiles. They're also called ARI profiles, ARI, access advertising. Some call them advertising or access reinstated profiles. So these have already been restricted in the past, but have been reinstated. You can buy them like that. Then, like you said, you have the 2-line or the 3-line. Basically, for the admins, it doesn't really matter that much because, again, these are not the profiles that are going to run the ads. For the media buyer profiles, I would say get the best possible, so the 3-line. Still, also these will go down at some point. It's just a matter of time. But on average, we see that the 3 lines survive a little bit longer, like maybe a few days longer. But it's like up to so many things. Like if you have policy violations, how severe is the policy violations? If you buy assets in general, doesn't matter, profile BMs, you never know what happened in the past. So you can buy a profile that is 3-line reinstated profile.
Can you explain the difference between like a 2-line and 3-line profile? So for those who don't know it.
So if a profile gets reinstated, they call this 2-line, 3-line. Basically, if you go to your account quality page, you go to the profile, it will say like this profile is reinstated XYZ, and then the one profile will have 2 lines of explanation of what has been reinstated, what has been violated in the past, what is now has access again, and the 3 line has 3 lines of paragraphs of text for what they have been reinstated for.
Okay.
So
And
yeah.
And for the proxies and how do you access the profiles? Like for me, what I do personally, like I you know this, I only use I use Moroccan profiles that I buy, and I don't use proxies anymore. You know, I don't use USA profiles. I just open them in I create like a Google Chrome new profile, and then I just set them up there, and for me it works fine for now because profiles are solid. I have quite a good supplier. But how do you do it? Like, do you use Go login, multi login? Do you use proxies? How do you do it?
Yeah, that's very interesting that you say that you don't use proxies anymore. Like, so all information that I'm giving right now is what's working for us, what has been working for the last year. We always say don't change the winning team. So if it works, don't change it. Obviously,
Exactly.
you can always experiment. So what we do is for our clients, we just use Incogniton. Incogniton is a free tool where you can add up to 10 profiles. And each profile you can just with multi-login, you can assign each profile to a proxy. So we buy for the, like I said, for the admins, we use US reinstated profiles, USA reinstated profiles, and for which we use static, what's it called? Static residential proxies. We use proxy-cheap.com for this. I think there are
Can you write it in the chat?
Yeah. Proxy cheap. Which one do you use, Abdul?
I use it. I used to use what's it called? My private proxy.net. It was working well, to be honest. And yeah, but then since I stopped I stopped using them. I don't use it anymore.
Okay. No, we use the USA static residential proxies for the admins, which are USA profiles, but also for the media buyers, which are usually either Filipino or Indonesian. Sometimes, if the supplier runs out of stock for the US profiles, we also use. Sorry, if they run out, basically it doesn't really matter that much where the profile comes from. But yeah, on average, the USA profiles and the Filipino profiles are very strong. The Filipino profiles we use for the media buyers, but we still use the USA reinstated residential what's it called? Residential static residential proxies.
Okay.
So yeah, that's basically how we do it. And we use Incogniton. We assign each profile their own proxy. I think there is like $3.50 per proxy, which lasts you a month. Make sure to extend it before the end of the month, otherwise the proxy dies. You have to change the proxy. It's gonna log you out on all the. So if you log into the profile, it's gonna log you out of everything. Maybe you even have to change passwords, whatever. Just so make sure you never the proxy does not expires if the profile is still online.
Yeah. Then I think we talked about BMs, profiles. Then let's talk about the ad accounts. I mean, I know basically you have an agency, you use only agency ad accounts, but like, what's your take on it?
Yeah. So like there is a bunch of different suppliers, like the very big suppliers. I mean, with the suppliers, I mean like people that sell profiles, BMs, but like there's also BMs. So if you're a starter and you don't have the budget to work with agency accounts, or it just doesn't make sense for where you are right now in terms of your company, your business, you can also buy BMs which come with ad accounts. For example, there's a BM that comes with 5 ad accounts, and there's like up to $250 spent per day, something like that. Basically, when do you need agency accounts? If you, first of all, if you hit your spend limit per day, so everybody knows you have to warm up your ad account. You have a daily spend limit. The more you spend, the higher your limit will be, but it will be kept. I think I can't remember. It's been ages since I've used normal accounts, but I think like you start off at $50 per day for the first week, then it goes to 300, 400, like it increases every single week, I think, and then it takes a while before it goes to like 4K. But basically, when do you need agency accounts? When you hit your spend limit, you have a very.
I think from my point of view, like you will need, once you start scaling and you want like some consistency in work, you will need agency ad accounts, to be honest. But if you are like just starting, I won't say I don't advise, but it depends on your budget. You can start off with like normal, normal ad accounts from normal BMs, and then you can move. But like the advantage with agency ad accounts, and I always said it, it's like you don't have any limits, and they're like way more stronger, especially when they come back, because there's one misunderstanding that I always say. When we say agency ad accounts, it doesn't mean that they don't go down, because people think that if you get agency ad accounts, you can run whatever you want, they will never go down, and that's not true.
So, but that goes for every platform, right? Like every platform, doesn't matter if you run on Facebook, Google, Snapchat, TikTok. There are policies you have to follow, and if you don't follow the policies, everybody understands that the consequence of not following the policies is you get blocked. And with Facebook, you also, so the advantages of using an agency account is, first of all, like I said, there's no spend limit. It depends on with what agency you work with. We work with Dgtl. Dgtl accounts have no spend limit. Second of all, the agency accounts, which are basically ad accounts but have agency status, they belong to the BM of the agency. So the ad account that you're going to get from your agency, if you're going to work with us, or doesn't matter with who you're going to work, the ad account will not be owned by your BM. It will be owned by the agency's BM. So in our case, we work with Dgtl Estonia. The agency account, the ad account, is owned by the BM of Dgtl Estonia. So that means they're going to share access to this account to your BM. So even if your BM goes down, the ad account will be unaffected. I mean, you can't access your ads anymore because the BM is down, but the ads will keep running because they are like the owner, the owner of the account is the BM of the agency, which is also an advantage. So when you're going to work with agency accounts, actually the only thing that there are two reasons why your ads will stop is that either your ad account gets restricted or your page gets restricted.
Yeah.
So why can your page or account get restricted? It can be a random bug, like Facebook has a very automated system, AI. It makes mistakes sometimes, or you're blatantly violating the policies.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get a second chance, sometimes you don't. Also, an advantage of agency accounts, we can get you as many accounts as you need. Whereas if you work with a BM, you're usually restricted to 5 ad accounts per BM, I think.
I've got a question. I mean, since you have a lot of clients, right? What are, from your perspective, because you have an overview about all clients, what are the common mistakes that people do that get their assets disabled, especially the pages and the ad accounts? Because I see a lot. For me, I've got like some ad accounts that are down, then they tell me you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do this. For you, what are like the common mistakes that people do that get their assets banned?
So for like you have a lot of beginner mistakes, right? Facebook has its policies and there's a lot of information there, like what you can and especially what you can't do. But like, especially with beginners, what we see is like a lot of before and afters. So basically that's the number one reason of why our accounts will get restricted is either before and after, or we also see a lot of like over-promising. So they call this over-promising result. Everybody knows the common dropship product with the creams, and like the blackhead cream, right? You put the cream on before you see. So it's a combination of before and after and over-promising result. I think with the green clay mask, I think it was called. You see, first of all, you see somebody with like a very dirty skin. They put the cream on, and then next of it, their skin is completely clean. So you're violating two policies at the same time here, which is before and after. Because on Facebook, you're not allowed to show before and after pictures, results, whatever you want to call it. And of course, you're like Facebook wants to keep their users on the platform. That's why they have to keep like a certain level of decency on the platform. So over-promising results, like on after you use this product, you'll be 10 years younger, like that kind of stuff. It's just over-promising, unrealistic, over-promising, unrealistic result, which is one of the policies that we see a lot of people are violating.
Yeah. There's another thing, and it really, really annoyed me because it got one of my ad accounts down. It's the 24-hour only. You know, this offer is for 24-hour only. Then
Yeah,
I did put this on one of my one of my ad copies. Then my ad account got down. Then Dgtl, like you guys through Dgtl, came back to me and were like, Facebook said you've been running this ad for like a certain time, you know. So why are you saying it's only 24 hours only, you know?
yeah, and this is called this policy is called deception. So you're not allowed to deceive your clients. If you're going to say 24 hours only, then it means after 24 hours you should remove this this piece of text. And also, what a lot of people don't understand is that Facebook policies are not only concerned to your ads, your creatives, and your ad text, but also your landing page. Facebook is also going to check your landing page. So if you have deceptive stuff on your landing page, you also run the risk of getting banned. I have to put a side note here, like you and I are both dropshippers, Mr. Living Hustler, so we both know that, you know, the better the offer, like 24 hours, it sells very good, of course. But then, like, if you want to like do a little bit more risky stuff, without agency accounts, you're not gonna go very far, because with agency accounts, you can just, of course, it's not the point. Like, we tell our clients, like, we can get you as many accounts as you want, but if you're gonna keep restricting one after the other, you're not you're not the right fit for our agency. But you get a little bit more wiggle room in terms of what you can and can't do on Facebook with agency accounts.
Yeah. Okay. What about then we talked about agency accounts. Okay, let's move to the pages now. The pages. Yes.
Yeah. So like I said, we talked about this earlier, me and Living Hustler guys. Actually, up until I think a few weeks ago, like every single page would go down. I mean, not every single page because there were solutions, but 90% of the pages, 99% of the pages would just go down, no reason. Of course, we have because we work with Dgtl. Dgtl is a extension of Meta, TikTok, Snapchat. So because we're now talking about Meta, we do get a lot of inside information from what's happening on the inside with Meta. So during this time, when all the pages were going down, you know, we were basically on calls with Dgtl and guys from Meta almost on a weekly basis. Like, guys, what's going on? Like, our clients can't even spend. Like, we noticed in our numbers that, you know, it was just a horrible month in terms of spend. I think 2 months ago. Then some solutions came up, which allowed people to, you know, keep running their ads, keep spending. So we saw a slight increase, but like right now, basically any page is working. I haven't heard any of the clients that have restricted pages Um, I have to say I'm not like one-on-one on each of every client because we have over 200 clients. So I'm not like in every channel reading along what they say. But during the team meetings with my team, um, we they bring up like every 2 days, twice a week we have team meetings, and my team members bring up what they've noticed, like the hurdles that our clients are currently facing on Facebook. Um, I have I have to say I haven't heard anything about pages
Yeah,
since a week or two, I think.
yeah, for me too. I think for like, I don't know, for 4 weeks, it's completely fine with the pages. I still, for me, I still take some precautions, and I still like use profile pages, reinstated profile pages, and they seem to work fine. They are fine for me. And yeah, I think for beginners, they should just use normal pages for now, because as we said, sorry, because as we said, as we said, many. I'm so sorry, guys.
Yeah,
Honey,
so
you good?
basically, guys, what is very important, um, everything, your issues related to advertising on Facebook are going to increase the higher your spend is. So the more you spend, the more interaction you have with Facebook, the more issues you're going to encounter with Facebook. That's why the beginners, like there are probably beginners here that if you're lucky, you don't have any issues so far. And they're like, where are these guys talking about? Like page issues, PM issues. I'm not experiencing this. But that's just basically because you're at a certain level of spend where like the risk of you getting like there will barely be any issues with Facebook until you reach like higher spends. And then when the more you spend, the more issues you're gonna encounter on Facebook. Basically, for beginners, just create your own page. So what's very important is that you set up your page correctly. Make sure that the page name has to say bears the name of your store name. So if your store is called Amazon, your page should be called Amazon Germany, or Amazon whatever, or Amazon Global. Come up with something. Obviously, don't use Amazon because Amazon is already a registered company. Um, and then what's very important, that you fill in as much information as possible. We always fill in contact information. So that's going to be the customer support email. If you have a customer support phone number, if you're a brand, just fill it in. Why not? Currency, you can fill in, you can change the currency of a page. You can fill in the privacy policy link, which is also recommended to be filled in. And also just fill in the bio. So if you're like, you should have an about us page on your website, on your store. Just copy like the first few lines and paste it in the bio or the information part of your page. What we see also a lot happening on our agency accounts. They call this the umbrella restriction, umbrella accounts. So according to Facebook policies, one account is allowed to be used by only one page and one domain. Now, everybody that is dropshipper or does advertising on Facebook knows that advertising with one page is going to be very difficult. Then what they said is, okay, you can use multiple pages per ad account, but make sure that Meta can easily find out that the pages all belong to the same entity, the same business. So just fill in your company information. So if your company is called Business XYZ, just put Business XYZ in the page information somewhere, and make sure it's on all your pages. So if you're working with agency accounts, your page goes down, or your account goes down, and they say, hey, Facebook thinks you're doing the umbrella stuff, the umbrella account restriction. You can easily show them, look, every page that I've used on this account belongs to my entity, belongs to my business, and I can prove this because every page bears my company name.
Yeah, and in terms of structure, where do you put the pages, and also how do you think we should warm them? How do we warm the pages?
The pages,
Yeah,
what
for the
we
structure,
do.
where do you put them in the structure?
So there are two options with pages. You can manage a page through a BM, or you can manage a page through a profile. We've tested both. In terms of performance, not much difference to unnoticeable difference, just barely no difference at all. Then the easiest thing is to just have the page managed by a profile, because you can easily swap it out. If a page is in your BM and your BM gets restricted, you can't access your page anymore. If your page is managed by a profile and your profile gets restricted, you can still add new profiles to the page that you're managing. So I would say definitely go with the just managing a page through a profile.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do. Is like I have one separate profile that I don't use anywhere, you know. I don't use it anywhere, and I just put him as an admin of all the pages that I'm gonna need. And then from this profile, I just share it with my editor profile, the ad launcher profile, the one that I use for the ads. And that's how I run it, and I don't find any problem with that. So I think that's how it should be done, I would say. And for the warming.
So for the warming of a page basically goes hand in hand with warming up the ad account. What we do, first of all, part of warming up a page is filling in as much information as possible. Then don't start running ads right away on the page. First, just what we normally do is just we schedule posts every 2 days. We schedule every 2 days we schedule 2 posts. You can go to the business suite and you can basically schedule ahead posts. Make sure when you make a post, what we do is we just take a picture of one of the products in our store. Make sure they're unique. So if you're a dropshipper, how can you make a picture unique, like a product picture unique? Remove the background with Canva, or put some gradient layers over the product picture. Just make sure it's not exactly one-on-one as the picture you got, for example, from a competitor or from wherever you got it. Copy the first few lines of your product description and just make a post. So then you have your product picture and so the first few lines of the description. Just schedule, for example, for we normally do 5 times, so that is 10 days. So every 2 days you schedule 2 posts. Then on the second day, out of the top of my head, on the second day we start running PPE campaigns. So then we just grab one of the posts that we've already scheduled. So on day 1, you're gonna set up your page. On day 2, you're gonna schedule 10 posts, so 5 times 5 days, 2 posts per day. And then on day 3, you're gonna start your first PPE campaign, and you just grab one of the posts that you've scheduled on the day before. You put it to, I would say, 5, 10 euros per day, and just run like a page-like or a PPE campaign. PPE stands for page post engagement.
Post engagement,
yeah. Let it run for a day. If then everything seems good, just let the PPE run, and then the next day you can start your first conversion campaign. When you're gonna start with conversion campaigns, start slowly. Doesn't matter what type of accounts you use. Start with one campaign. Depends on how you like to test. Just put there, for example, 5 ad sets in there. Maybe 50, 100 euros spent per day total over the whole campaign, and just let that run for a day. If that runs good the next day and you're able to spend to scale up, don't scale more than 100% of the daily budget. So that means if your first conversion campaign is at $50 per day, the whole campaign, that means that the next day you can increase with a maximum of 100%. So you can increase to a maximum of another $50, which is a maximum of $100 or euros per day. And then just build, like, every day you shouldn't scale with more than 100%. That's how we warm up the accounts and pages at the same time.
Nice. Okay, nice. That's good. Then now, what did we plan? I think we talked about the structure, about the ad accounts, the BMs, the pages. Should we take some questions about the profiles pages and before we move to the testing and scaling and also the team management and building? What do you think? Let's do it like this.
You want to answer some questions now?
Yeah, some questions about some questions about the structure while we're still in what structure, testing, pages, profiles before we move to the warm up, I mean,
sure.
and everything. Yeah. So guys,
sure.
if you have any questions about اللي عنده شي سؤال على لا ستركتور على الوارمينج على البروفيلات وداك الشيء المهم صيفطوا لي كيسيون ديالكم نحاولوا نجاوبوا عليهم دابا وعاد ابخي كوم سا ندوزو لا بارتي ديال التيستينغ كيفاش كيتيستيو كيسكيليو و تو سا يا
You want to read back some questions, or you want to have them ask them new questions?
No, I think we'll read just new questions. Otherwise, I will be lost in the. Otherwise, I will be lost in the comments. I will see. I'm going up to see if there's any interesting questions. But
yeah, I remember one question I saw. What's the difference between a VPS and a proxy? That's one of the questions I saw.
Yeah, VPN, and VPN and proxy. Yeah.
You want me to answer it?
No, yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So, a VPS stands for Virtual Private Server, which is basically a virtual computer. So, what we do when we build the setups for our clients, we have a developer that sets up a VPS. On the VPS, he installs Windows. On Windows, we install Incogniton. And on Incogniton, we have 10 profiles and each profile comes with its own proxy. So what's the difference? A VPS is basically a computer which is virtual, so you can log into a different computer basically, and a proxy is just a redirect of your IP address. So instead of you logging in from wherever you are in the world, you can buy a proxy. We use, for example, like I said, static residential USA proxies. So then the Facebook will be thinking that you log in from the USA instead of where you're actually from. VPN.
Yeah, VPN.
A VPN is a virtual private network. And the difference between a VPN and a proxy is, I think, not much. The only difference with a proxy is that it's on one location. Like you buy a proxy for one location, and a VPN you can change the locations. I don't know if you have another opinion about that.
To be honest, I'm not an expert, so if I don't know something, I just shut up.
So a proxy is just, you can use, a proxy has like a login, a username and a password, and you can connect this proxy, for example, with multi-login or with Incogniton. You can connect it to one profile, and a VPN just changes your whole, if you connect to the internet and you go to Google, it changes your whole, like there's a, how do you call this? The incoming internet connection goes to a different location, your whole incoming, and a proxy, you can connect it to one profile and you can have multiple, so it's more scalable.
Okay. Someone asked, so we'll go from the first question, then I'm going down. So if we can answer a little bit quickly, it would be good. Profiles creation or purchase? I would say purchase, right? Purchase the profiles.
Or?
Create profiles or purchase them? I'm like, purchase is better,
Create profiles. Well, we have clients, like affiliate guys that farm profiles on like a huge
but you
scale.
need a big structure for this.
Yeah, just buy like, I think 50, like depends on your supplier. We have pretty good profiles. We sell them for like $40-50, but you can get them for way cheaper as well if you have a very good supplier. And then just buy them. It's way easier.
Okay. How about the domain
I need to go
name?
to the bathroom. 1 second.
Yeah, I will answer the questions. Yeah, you can leave the phone. How about the domain name, bro? Was the ad account get disabled? Should we change it again? No. You don't have to change the domain name. If a BM gets restricted, how do you swap it? Does all asset attached to that BM added? No, definitely not. You just change the BM that hosts the other accounts. That's why داكشي علاش خصك تفرق بزاف الاسيتس ديالك، كل حاجه ديرها بوحدها. كوم سا ملي كطيح لك شي اسيت كتبدلو دغيا. Can you use the same employee profile to warm up all the pages? Yes. Yeah, you can have one profile to warm all the pages. I think so. How many ad accounts on BM and editors and admin?
How many what?
How many ad accounts on BM and editor and admins? I mean, depends for the ad accounts. I think it depends, right?
How many ad accounts per editor and what?
I didn't quite get the question.
So,
أخويا عاود كتب la question. If you can rewrite the questions, that would be good, so we know how to answer.
so there is one thing very important, that is having enough backups. So you should have enough master VMs, you should have enough ad accounts, you should have enough profiles, you should have enough pages. Just make sure that there is always enough admins in your VM. Make sure there's enough media buyers in your VM. Make sure you have duplications of those VMs, and yeah, just make sure you have enough ad accounts,
Yeah.
and it can be your own ad accounts or agency accounts.
Okay, so it's if the admin of the page is not allowed to advertise, it can still share the pages to the BM advertiser. Does it have a negative impact on the stats, on the performance?
If the page is restricted, it can have a negative impact on what?
If the admin profile of the pages is not allowed to advertise, it can still share the page to the BM advertiser. Does it have a negative impact on stats? Technically, it can, because the admin profile of the pages never launch ads. So even if it's restricted, you can still share the pages.
So look, me and Living Hustler we have access to Facebook insiders, so we can see what's going on the back end. Like, for example, if you go in a chat with Facebook, you will chat with some random dude that basically can't help you. But there's also people that can help you, but will not help you because they're not allowed. They will if you pay them. So that's basically how the insider stuff works. But they can basically see like how everything in the back end of Facebook is connected. One thing that is for sure is that everything is connected forever. So if you have a profile that has created a page that is restricted, but you move the page away to another profile and left the page with that profile, doesn't matter. It will be always connected to the page because it's the creator. Same thing with BM, same thing with ad accounts. So as long as it's not the owner, creator, whatever you want to call it, of the asset you're talking about, it doesn't have any to none impact. Of course, if something is restricted, you want to remove it from the admin from the account or the page. But in the backend of Facebook, only the creator, like the owner, the original owner of the asset, will be affected by that asset being restricted.
There's one guy who says like he has an error. Social ad category required on the ad accounts. Have you ever seen?
So we see a lot of restrictions, and sometimes. So I have to see, like, I have to get more information on like what's actually happening here. But sometimes the social category restriction is either a bug or Facebook shows you the wrong reason for restriction. It's actually something else.
Okay. The BM should be verified or not necessarily? Not necessarily, to be honest. The exchange for e-commerce. For e-commerce, they have the same effect. I think. Where do you get your profiles and BMs? What's the average price of profiles and BMs? Some guys out there are charging too. I have my own suppliers, and the average price, I don't know. Like, it depends on the profile, it depends on suppliers. For me, I get them. I don't know. I get them for very cheap. you know that. But like, I don't know, anywhere between $10, $30 to $40. Depends on the quality, on the stock. for the profiles. Sometimes I can get profiles for like even less, $7, $6, three-line profiles, but not every time. For BMs,
limited stock.
yeah, limited stock, yeah. And for the BMs, I buy the all aged and verified reinstated BMs for like $10-15. Then the BMs, the verified BMs, it's been a long time didn't buy a verified BM, but it should be around $60, $70, something like this.
Yeah. So yeah, anybody that's interested in assets, you can reach out to Abdad or to me. We have a pricing list for assets. Or you can reach out to Abdad. You can annoy Abdad.
No, I'm not sharing my suppliers anymore. I already said this. I'm sorry, guys, but I won't do it. Every time I do it, I mean, I go into big shit. If the BM gets unbelievable deals for you, we already answered questions. This question: when the other account got rescued, do you change it or just move to a new other account? Sorry, it's another question. Domain name. When the other account got restricted, do you change it? No, you don't change the domain name. No, you don't change the domain name. Okay. Can you use each other account for a different country in the same BM? Yes, definitely.
Can you use that? Yeah. I mean, it's not recommended, but you can.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
I would say, like how we do it per store, make a new setup. So one store has one domain, one store has one pixel BM, two master BMs or more, and has anywhere. So make sure you have like backups. Again, backups. Make sure you have at least two ad accounts, your own accounts, HC accounts, and then just the more the better.
Yeah. Okay, let's move now to the testing. You know, how do you do the testing, the scaling? I think many are interested in this.
Yeah. So how we test, for example, with one product, we have one campaign. So there is a lot of different options you can try. Again, never change the winning team. So what we have done in the past 3 years, what is still working for us is just ABO. So we start one product per campaign, one product, new campaign, test campaign, 3 to 5 ad sets, $10 to $20 per ad set, and then what we did in the past is just have 1 to 4 ads with separate creatives, but there's also dynamic testing. You can do dynamic testing where you can put in as much as you want. You can think like 10 videos or pictures, 5 different headlines, 5 different descriptions, 5 different, what's the other one called? I don't know, different buttons, and then just let Facebook figure it out, like all the combinations possible, and Facebook will figure out what works the best for you. So if you have multiple creatives, definitely go with dynamic.
How many ad sets, and what's the budget you put for each?
We have normally 3 to 5 ad sets with $10 to $20 per day.
Okay. And for the interest, do you choose like big interest or like small interest or interest related to the product? What do you?
So what we do is we have one ad set with no interest, no targeting. We have 2 ad sets with the big interest, like what is it? Hobbies or the other one. And then we have 2 interests that are closely related to the product. Okay. So you have like different levels in interest. You have top level interest, and then you can go deeper inside that category. So you have like, I think 8 or 9 top level categories. Just choose 2 of them, and then for the other 2, what we do is we select 2 interests that are very closely related to the product, that are a little bit deeper and just have a smaller audience.
Okay, good. And then, okay, we launched the ads. First day, $100. The next day, what kind of KPIs you're looking into it, and when do you decide to scale? When do you decide to cut the ads?
So what we do is we look at at the half day spent. So after 12 hours, we're gonna check, okay, are there any add to carts? If there are barely to none add to carts, we're gonna kill it. Because if there are no add to carts, the product is not interesting enough. Obviously, it's closely related to your offer. Like, is your offer interesting enough? But let's assume that you know how to build a landing page, you know how to create an interesting offer, etc., etc. No add to carts halfway through the day, or barely any. Just kill it. The ad set. Then at the end of the day, after 24 hours, you're gonna check. Okay, are there? What is your add to cart rate? So we look first of all. Obviously, you have, like with Facebook, you have stats for what happens on Facebook, and you have stats what happens on your landing page, in your funnel. I mean, what's important for your ad side is that you have a good CTR, your CPM is good enough, you have a good click rate. Sorry, that's CTR. So if that's good enough, after 24 hours of checking, your creative part is good enough. So your creative part is scalable enough. Then you're going to look after 24 hours. Okay, how did my funnel function? So in your function, you can have, like, we break it down in the steps that happen in the funnel. So you have landing page view, you have add to cart, you have initiate checkout, and you have purchase. And in between those steps, you can basically create like custom metrics, and then you can see, okay, what's the drop off in percentages. On average, your add to cart rate should be 10%. Add to cart rate is basically add to carts divided by landing pages. If that's over 10%, at least your landing page is interesting enough. People are clicking add to cart. Then you're going to, after you have your add to cart, you have your add to cart to initiate checkout. If that percentage, I think what we usually have is, after add to cart and between initiate checkout, the only thing you can optimize is your add to cart page. Don't use skip add to cart. If you're advertising in Europe, we never use skip add to cart, skip add to cart, the cart page. What we usually do is, have some reviews on the cart page. So, you have different things that work very well.
Yeah.
Sometimes not 100% honest, but like if you have a brand, you can use your reviews on the cart page. Works well. Make sure your company logo is viewable on the company on the cart page. Then the next step is checkout. Just make sure if you're working with Shopify that you have a clean checkout, not too much obstacles, and then make sure, then you have your purchase.
Good. Okay. Then after that, if everything's working well, how do you proceed to the scaling phase?
What we do for scaling, I have to be honest, I'm not that much involved into the performance marketing, but from what I did in the last 2-3 years is that if you have a profitable campaign that is scalable, what we've always done is ABO scaling. So you can do horizontal scaling, just find more closely related interest, or you can do vertical scaling. When you're going to do vertical scaling, it's basically after 2-3 days when an interest has consistently generated sales, your stats are good, then you will be starting to scale up vertically, or a campaign is looking so good after 1 or 2 days, just double the budget of the ad set, which is called vertical scaling. We don't really work with CBOs anymore. What about you? Do you still work with CBOs?
Yeah, I personally do. For me, what I do for the testing, it's completely different. I test with CVO 3 ad sets, one broad, one online shopping, one engaged shoppers, CVO of $100, and then once it works, I start just raising the budget of the campaign. Then when it works, what I do is like I create another campaign with interest, ABO 10 interests, and then after that, I just when I find any good interest, I just find the good interest, duplicate it 3 times into a new CBO, and then I scale with CBOs. With many, I scale vertically with many CBOs. And
Okay.
also horizontally inside the ABO, if there's interest that's performing well, I just raise the budget on a daily basis.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, for us, like, I don't know, like I said, I haven't been involved in performance marketing with running actual ads for a while. That's not my part of the agency. Um, but from what we have done in the last 3 years with my own dropshipping business is just test ABO. Um, Once you find a profitable campaign, you find profitable ad sets, scale horizontally, find as many profitable interests. So one interest per ad set, and then just scale them up vertically, double ABO budget, the ad set budget, and then if you find, for example, 3 to 5 days of consistent sales, consistent conversion rates, then create CBOs and scale those CBOs vertically.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. And in terms of creatives, how do you handle it?
So, like I said, I like, everybody has their own opinion, but I like to let Facebook figure out as much as possible. They have so much data, they should be able to give you the best performance. So everything that is automatable, like for example, dynamic testing, expansion. I don't think you can even turn it off anymore, like the expansion of the interest. Just make sure everything as much as possible is managed by Facebook. So as much give as much information to Facebook and let Facebook figure out, they will know best. So in terms of you mean in terms of creative, what kind of creatives we use?
Yeah. I mean, is it like copy
Uh,
paste, or do you do ad set and co, and do you
well,
do your own?
for look for the performance marketing, we have like brands and that have their own custom content, right? But when I was still doing dropshipping, we will just rip content. We'll just rip content from
Yeah.
others that work well. Then we will test. We will test the product. We will test the content we have. So like I said, just find, you have different tools to find profitable campaigns for other people. Don't spend too much time and energy in creating like the best creatives. Um, just rip some content from other advertisers, test it. If you see, okay, I'm getting sales, I'm getting conversion rates in my funnel, but the CTR is not great, the clicks are not great. Then you know, okay, I have a profitable product, but
Mm.
it can be better. Then you're going to focus, either you reach out to an agency or you have your own team that creates custom content, or you can create it yourself with Canva, play around, like I said, remove backgrounds, change backgrounds. If you're, for example, selling, what works well if you're selling fashion, like clothing stuff, make collages. So like usually a product has like multiple product pictures, make like a collage, like be a little bit creative, be creative, be unique. But at the start, during the test phase, don't put too much time and energy in it. See if the product converts. If the product converts, then you're going to put more time and effort in that product.
Good. All right. Okay. Okay. I don't know if you have any questions about this testing, scaling. If you have any questions, go ahead. We'll be more than happy to answer them. Apart from that, what's the next thing we're going to talk about?
Agency accounts, but we already covered that, I think. Business development.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We'll see if there are any questions about testing and everything. Then we're gonna move to like how did you build the agency, the team members, how do you handle that, and then we'll see.
Yeah, so like I said, I started off with dropshipping. I learned it from Thomas, who is now actually my partner. I mean, nothing crazy. I think at my peak, I was like doing 30K in revenue per day. Nothing special. I also didn't really like dropshipping, to be honest. Of course, everybody likes money, so that's the only part of dropshipping I like. But what I did really like is like connect with a lot of people, uh, make a lot of connections, and um, build like a service business, like be of service. That's what I really liked. So that's why, like over a year ago, I had the idea to start an agency. Um, but at like what my opinion is like you can do something by yourself very good, but always try to find like people, like-minded people around you that you can either uh, help each other out or even take it to a level which becomes like a partnership. Like I said, a good friend of mine that I've known for a long time, which also introduced me into dropshipping, Thomas and Arthur, they became my partners in the agency, and then we started to work together. Um, we all have our own fortes. So, for example, I'm very into the technical stuff, back end work, team building stuff. Then we have Thomas, who is really good in sales, is obviously very good in media buying. I think Thomas and Arthur, they have their own dropshipping business. They have spent multiple millions on Facebook. So always good to have that knowledge. Arthur is very good financially related, very good in process thinking. So I think what's very important if you want to become like a serious business and really like think long term, think about the people you're going to work closely with, either in terms of sharing values, sharing connections, or take it to a level which becomes like a partnership. Make sure you work with the right people that you see yourself working with like 10 years down the road. I think that's very important.
Yeah, and also network, as you said, like networking is very important in business. I think that's what took us to the level. I think for me, that's what took me to the level where I am now. It's like literally networking and knowing uh like-minded people, you know, like finding like-minded people. That's really important.
Yeah, I think that's why you and me always get along very well. Is that, you're like you are very much of like sharing a lot of value, and then that's exactly what it is with my mindset. If you give, you will at some point receive, maybe not right away, but if you give, at some point you will receive back. And it can be in terms of a good friendship or in terms of that is like value for your company, for your business, whatever it might be. I think you're the prime example of that saying. um, and yeah, like I said, I have the same mindset, so I think that's why we've always gotten along very well since a long time. I don't even remember how long.
Yeah, yeah, since quite few months now. Few months too much.
Yeah, I've been seeing you too much lately. I'm
Yeah,
getting
few
tired
months.
of your face.
Yeah, few months too much. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think. Um, yeah, there's something else you want to talk about, or we should just do the last Q&A because we've already been here for like 1 hour 10. I think we should do like around 10-20 minutes of Q&A, and then yeah, we close out this live.
Yeah, I think we also, I don't know if we still have some, like, so we have some solutions for the more
Yeah.
experienced guys.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. Yeah, for the page
Uh,
protection, for big scaling. Yeah,
yeah, so,
we didn't talk about that. Yeah.
like I said earlier, the higher your spend on Facebook, the more issues you're gonna encounter on Facebook. So, um, the basics that everybody should have is, if you want to scale up, make sure you have a good supplier, make sure your supplier is reliable, they deliver on time, you've been working with them for a long time, very important. If not, you can reach out to Updot or to me for a good supplier. Um, Make sure you use agency accounts, especially on Facebook if you want to scale up. Yeah, the necessity is agency accounts. Um, what else? Um, so for the solutions, oh yeah, for the page, um, right now, like we said, there aren't many issues with pages, but that can change. Like I said, Facebook is a very a very dynamic environment. What works today can completely not work tomorrow. So what we used for during the last few months where there was a huge issue with the pages, we have different solutions. Now, these are not beginner solutions. These are solutions for people that, you know, are experienced doing multiple 5, 6 figures per month. Like we have a group of insiders that can basically put a shield on a page. What they did, what we did with some clients, they grab a page, they increase the internal score of the page, so to the Facebook bot, it looks like it's a page like Wish or AliExpress that has a very high trust score, which basically means that Facebook bot will not touch this ads on this page, but only like a human manual review will check the ads, and then of course it can still be taken down. But this is like one of the solutions we had for our clients.
Yeah, so basically it's a shield that you put on the page so the page doesn't get banned by the bots, right? By
No, only
Facebook
by
bot.
yeah. To the bot, it will look like a page similar to Wish or AliExpress that has like obviously everybody knows it, very high trust score, will not get restricted. The other solution we have is verified pages. So, for example, there are certain people that are very good in hacking people. So they would hack like famous people, get their page, like the checkmark page, and you can rent them or even buy them. Very expensive, but works very well. Obviously, we still have the insiders, the good old insiders. They're slowly dying out. Facebook is catching up with them. We had a bunch of insiders, but one by one they were vanished off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
We're getting messages like, hey, Facebook called me, I don't have any access anymore, or completely fired from the company. We still have a group of insiders, like very strong, the same guys that also offer the page protection services. Not a lot of people have access to this, to these kinds of guys. So if you're interested in the service, make sure that you're not, you have the budget to pay for this, of course. Yeah. Besides that, make sure you have good asset suppliers. You can reach out to me if you need asset suppliers. Suppliers in general for your products, you can reach out to any of us, I guess. Agency accounts.
They can reach out to you.
Okay. For the agency accounts, obviously you can reach out to us as well, Dgtl. We have a business package, which is just the agency accounts. And we have the scaling package, which is a completely managed setup. So we will take care of everything. You only log in and you run the ads. The rest we take care of, replacements, all of it. We also do performance marketing. So for those who are out there who have a brand and want to scale up, we have a team of like very, very experienced media buyers, including my partners, Thomas and Arthur. Yeah, we do pretty good for our clients, I have to say.
Mm-hmm. And also, I want to say something. Wait. I don't want to say something that's very important. It's like I'm not an affiliate, and I refused to have any affiliates or to have any money from anyone that comes from me. You know, so that's very important. I want to mention it because I don't do this for the money. I just do this to share the value. I completely refuse to get any commission on anyone that comes. So if I do this, it's just for you guys. I'm not getting any commission, not getting nothing out of this. But, just so you know.
Yeah, but I think your followers already know that. I think that's how you've worked ever since I know you. You've always said the same. Like, I don't want money. It's just for my audience. So obviously it's good to rephrase it, but I think your audience already knows this. Yeah, I mean, we have some, maybe for people that are a little bit more experienced, we have something interesting. Like we have a company that we use for our own dropshipping business where they recover abandoned carts with phone calls. Yeah, with phone calls. So the usual thing is to use email templates. If you want to take it to the next level, you're a brand owner, or you just want to take your really good running product to the next level. We also have this company that basically calls after your abandoned carts with the phone to recover them. Content creation, we offer it as well, but I think you should be also very
Yeah,
interested.
it's a project that I've been working on, and we're gonna launch probably soon. We'll have a service for custom content creation and also video editing and also website building and everything that we're working on. It's gonna be launched soon, I think in a few weeks, maybe 1 month, but it's a solid project that I've been working on in the background. Yeah.
Interesting, man. Yeah, I think. Do you wanna?
Yeah, we can do a
Obviously,
Q&A. Yeah.
yeah.
Thank
Obviously,
you,
we
but
just we
thank you
have.
for thank you for all the value, man, you've shared so far. It's really interesting to have your insights from the agency side. So I don't know if you guys have any questions. I'm sorry, I will speak Arabic now. So yeah, just to ask them. I won't insult you, don't worry. I will be like, he's like.
Sure.
Yeah. بون الدراري اللي عنده شي سؤال شي لعيبه افيك غون بليزير. المهم نحاولوا ندير واحد 10 مينوت نجاوبوا على لي كيسيون اللي باقيين. نجاوبوا على لي كيسيون اللي باقيين وكم سا جيسبر كو تكونوا استفدتوا من هذا اللايف، كتكون شي لعيبه المهم تكونوا استفدتوا شي حاجه او مون ديتو معكم دي زانفو اللي يفيدوكم باش ما كان المهم let me know your questions and then close your live if you have any questions.
Obviously, guys, we also have a giveaway, more free value. So we talked about a lot of stuff. Might be a little bit quick for some people. Those who onboard with our agency normally get an onboarding document, which includes anything from building structures, warming up, how to deal with blocks, how to deal with bends, testing, scaling, policies for all platforms, all kinds of services. There are basically a lot, I would say 75% of what we know of the last 3-4 years, me, Thomas, and Arthur, we put in a document. Normally, this is only for people that sign up, but I think as a giveaway, for those who are interested, we're gonna share it with them as well.
Nice. Thank you very much for giving out this for free. So yeah, that would be really good. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah. Thanks. This one guy asked one question. Guys, do we need to change the credit card once Facebook restricted the BM? If yes, where do you get new ones? I don't think from the first time. You just change it if you see that many accounts get blocked. If you see that many accounts are blocked. That's not big. Thank you. Anyway, I don't think that there are many questions, so which is good. Everything is understood. I think so.
Yeah, if your credit card, if your BM is restricted and the credit card is connected to it, I mean, if you have Revolut, AirWallex, Wise, you can create a lot of virtual credit cards. So just out of safety, use a new credit card.
Scaling strategy briefly. I will save the live. غادي نسيفي اللايف الصاد ورجع واحد شويه، كاين واحد لابارتي دوينا فيها على دوينا عليها. اوكي. How do you avoid?
Abdul, is it still possible to do big numbers on Facebook?
No. Of course, yes, man. Well, of course.
No. You should stop with Facebook. Don't touch Facebook. No, I mean, guys, Facebook is like literally everybody you know uses Facebook. So Facebook has been and always will be king, the biggest audience to target. Of course, there is the I would say 35 to 65-year-old female women are the biggest users of Facebook, I would say. So that's why fashion and like jewelry works very well on Facebook, especially, in Europe. If you have more like gadgets, I would say go with TikTok or
Mhm.
Snapchat even. Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
there's like a lot of
There,
money
there
to be
there
made on
is
Facebook.
there is a very interesting question. There is any artificial intelligence tool you recommend to use to check ads against policy violation? Do you have any idea about something similar?
A tool that will check if there are violations in the ad copy
Yeah,
or creative.
I
Um,
I don't know
I've
any, to be
never
honest.
I've never heard of it. That will basically be a copy of the Facebook bot, right? Because the
Mm.
Facebook bot does basically what you're asking. Um, I don't think there is anything like that. But like I said, for those who are interested, we have a giveaway, which is our onboarding document, which includes a lot of things about do's and don'ts, best practices in regards to Facebook ads. So yeah, that document will be a lot of value for those who are interested or face a lot of blocks.
Yeah. Okay, there are many questions here. How to avoid profile get locked after we buy it, or even we try to set up two-factor. For this, okay, when you buy a new
What?
account, how to
Yeah.
avoid avoid the account to be locked. When you buy a new account, when you buy a new account, never connect from www.facebook.com. You have to go through a link, and I forgot the link. Fuck it. One second.
For no m.facebook.com.
No, there's an m.facebook.com, or there is another one. Wait one second. One second. I will pull it out. Wait.
But
Uh,
if you have a good supplier, guys, if you have a good supplier, they will give you instructions on how to log in.
yeah, but even no, even even with this. Oh yeah, it's mbasic dot voila, yeah, exactly, yeah. mbasic.facebook.com. That's always when you connect to a new profile, connect through mbasic, so you don't go through the first verification. The 2FA verification.
Yeah. There's a question
Exactly.
about payment gateway, Abdul.
I'm gonna talk everything that is related to payment gateway. Dropshipping side. I will have a live with Ecom Legend Farouk on Saturday, and he will explain all of this. For me, I just use Stripe for the moment. I don't use anything else. Stripe for me is working.
We use checkout.com and Klarna Merchant.
Yeah, how is it going with the checkout.com?
I think it's, yeah, no, like I said, Thomas and Arthur are still running dropshipping. They run on checkout.com and Klarna. I think there was this issue with the checkout on Shopify, there's an issue on the Facebook checkout, which is why there hasn't, but like ever since, I think for 3 months, they've been using it already without any issues.
Okay, that's good. That sounds good. Let me check on the other questions if there are like any interesting. For scaling, do you use existing posts for the new scaling campaign? Yes, of course. How is dropshipping in Qatar? The World Cup is coming. No idea, bro. How do you find agents, suppliers? I think you can reach out. You can reach out to Stefan. I think he can share his supplier.
Yeah.
Uh,
So yeah, like regarding that, the question was if you're gonna use all posts, right? If you're going to scale up.
yeah. Same post if you scale. Yeah.
Yeah. So what you can do is when you test dynamic, you have like, for example, 10 different videos or photos, 5 different headlines, 5 different descriptions, 3 different buttons. You can have like 3 to 4,000 combinations. Obviously, don't make it too crazy, but you can then, after you run a few days or after 24 hours, you can break down on creative. So which creative has the best conversion rate or the best CTR, whatever. which headline has the best result. So you can basically check which combination has the best result. What I recommend is just get the 5 best combinations and put them in a new campaign, and just scale up the best 5 combinations.
Yeah.
Let them fight against each other. Which one is the best?
Yeah. What I've tried lately as well for the posts is like boost them with likes and comments. They work well. I found a nice website, like one of the guys gave it to me. It's smm.net, smm.net. You can get like fake comments, likes and everything. And it's really, really important because it really boosts the conversion. So you can use it.
I also have a guy where you can buy likes.
Yeah.
How much do you pay?
This one is very, very cheap. Bro, you know me with the supplies. I always have the cheapest fuck around.
Yeah, for sure. I think for $3 you can buy like 1,000 likes with this guy.
Yeah, I think it's something similar. Depends on the country. Wait. Anyway, just check it, guys. Do your research. Just check it, and you will see it's working well.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Any other questions? How to avoid Facebook ban when advertising branded cosmetics or shoes products?
So, like I said, no before and afters, not over promising unrealistic results. Just basically basic normal thinking, right? Just like use your healthy brain and think, okay, will this be against the policies, yes or no? Then again, we have a document with all the policies if you're interested. How to
Nice.
target any country from anywhere on TikTok. Well, you can just select the country, right?
How to enter the giveaway? There's no giveaway. Anyone can get the document, right?
Except you.
Yeah, I already have it. لا ما كاينش شي تيراجو صور ولا شي لعيبه. اي واحد
Just
غادي يصيفط لكم الدوكيومنت. ما كاينش زعما شي لعيبه اللي خصك دير.
just send me a message. Just send me a DM.
صيفطوا ليه دي ام هو غادي يصيفط لكم لعيبات كامل.
PayPal is a must for Germany.
Yes.
Not a must.
Bro, no, 100%. 100%.
It's a.
Bro,
okay.
I tested lately Germany with Klarna only and Stripe, right? Bro, like the conversion was like shit. Then I added PayPal. Everyone paid with PayPal. Every fucking one paid with PayPal. No one paid with Klarna. So Germany is a must. You must have PayPal, 100%.
If you're struggling with PayPal, send me a DM. I have some interesting for you.
Yeah, the Hong Kong thing, right? Yeah. المهم اللي بغا أنا personally I don't use PayPal. I hate PayPal. I won't use them anymore. I scaled for 2 weeks, got my money out, and I was like, fuck off, bye bye.
Yeah, PayPal. If you don't have like whitelisted PayPal account, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Like they hold even with the agency, like completely clean. Like our agency, we also accept PayPal payments. They just hold like 70-80% of whatever our clients send us.
Yeah.
For no reason, just because we're a new business.
Bro,
PayPal.
you know,
if you can avoid PayPal at all costs, avoid Shopify payment at all costs. Like this,
you
just
know,
fucking.
Now with what we're saying, they can fine you $2,500 for defamation. That's the new rule.
They withdrew it. They withdrew it.
No, bro, they brought it back today. Again.
Okay, I love you, PayPal.
Fuck you, PayPal. You can fuck off PayPal. I'm telling you. I'm never using them again.
Europe
anyway.
US, Europe, Latin America for beginner.
Europe. I would say Europe all the way.
Europe, yeah, Europe. I would say German-speaking countries, so Germany, Austria, Switzerland, or Dutch-speaking countries, Netherlands, Belgium. Yeah, that's the easiest to start.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, Europe all the way. Europe is working well, especially for
Yeah.
beginners. Yeah.
Out of nope. I think how to enter giveaway. Just text me.
Mm-hmm.
How to advertise clothing brand. Clothing brand. How to advertise clothing brand. How to advertise clothing. Not sure what your question is. I'm sorry. I think that's it.
Yeah,
And
I think that's pretty much it. Yeah. Think we're done for today, right? That was. I hope they got some value, and thank you for accepting. Okay, Julia is my guy. Wait, I will answer him. Is it better to change pages preventively every week, or is it better to use a page until it's blocked? For now, just use the page until it's blocked
yeah,
because no page gets blocked for now. For now, no page gets blocked, so just use the page until it's down. You don't have to change it. Change it for now.
yeah. So, but like, yeah, before people, I mean, for ages, people have been using the page rotating strategy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just rotating pages, and how quick, how many times how fast you need to rotate the page depends on how big of a skill you are, like what the skill, on which skill you're currently advertising on. But like right now, there's barely any issues with pages, just so you should be good.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much for your time, Stefan. That was really nice of you to hop into this live. I hope everything, yeah, I hope the guys got some value. I hope everything was good, everything was understood. شكرا للدراري بزاف اللي بقاو من الاول حتى الاخر. جيسبيغ تكونوا المهم ديتو معاكم شي حاجه اللي غادا تنفعكم. هادشي اللي كاين. و thank do you have something do you have something to add, Stefan?
No, I think for anybody that wants more information regarding basically a summary of what we just spoke of in the last hour, if you want to get the document, just send me a DM and I will send you the document. Yeah, I think you guys are very lucky with Living Hustler. This is a guy that shares a lot of information. He is very well connected. So if you need anything, you can always reach out to Living Hustler or to me, of course, and we'll get you in contact with the right people.
Perfect. Thank you very much, guys. Shukran. By the way, there is another live on Sunday nights. I will announce it like after this live with Ecom Legend, Farouk, and we're gonna talk about the dropshipping side. Today we talked about Facebook, then we're gonna talk about dropshipping side, products, countries, payment processors, team building for dropshipping, what to test, how to test, types of products to test, where to test them. We're gonna go deep into the dropshipping side. So I think it's gonna be also full of value. Farouk is a big guy, so yeah. Hope we're gonna.
I think I think I saw Farouk joining.
Yeah. I've seen him. Yeah. I've seen him earlier.
Yeah. Always playing with his little eye.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
That was
guys.
good. Yeah.
Thank you for your time. Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
you can.
nice.
Yeah.
Was
You can quit live. I will carry on and say some words in Moroccan. So thank you, bro. Yeah.
okay.
Ciao,
Habibi,
ciao.
take care.
Habibi. Ciao.
Ciao.
See ya. Ciao. والدراري شكرا بزاف. جيسبر كيما نعاودها، جيسبر تكونوا كلشي استفد. كلشي هذا كيما نعاود نشرحها فيت في اللي قلت. غادي ندير واحد لايف واحد اخر نهار الحد. جوبونس غادي يكون مع 8 د الليل ولا 9 ديال الليل. خصني نفيكسي الوقت. غادي يكون مع ايكوم ليجند. في هذاك اللايف غادي ندويو على اكزاكتومون على المهم على الدروب شيبين سايد. المهم برودويات اتيستي، شنو النوع ديال البرودويات اللي خدام دابا، الكونتريز اللي خدامين دابا، البيمنت بروسيسورز كيفاش غادي تهاندليهم، كاع البلانات اللي ولات تيم التيستينغ. غنقول نمشيو ديب شويه في التيستينغ، شويه في سكيلينغ. ماشي غير فيسبوك، غادي ندوي حتى على بينترست، تيك توك حتى هما، باسكو فاروق كيخدم عليهم كاملين، عنده تيم تبارك الله اللي كبيره. سو يا هادشي اللي كاين، هادشي اللي كاين، هادشي اللي كاين جو بونس. نشوفكم ان شاء الله نهار الحد، نهار الحد مع تسعود. جيسبر يكون عاوتاني داكشي مفيد، وتهلاو ليا في راسكم. تشاو تشاو. بيس.